It is wonderful to be here this morning. Sibonga uNkulunkulu osihlanganisileyo. Amo vu. Amo vu. Amo vu. Amen. Kuthiwa topic yanamhlanje ithini?
Father the house band.
Father the house band.
Yes.
So which one? Ngifike mina so part we Sabbath school. So which one house band?
Iband. Baba iband.
Asikhulumeni phela bathandeka asikhulumeni.
Baba iband.
Ubaba yini?
Iband.
Ubaba iband. Lendlu.
Yes.
Omnye umuntu uthe yena ubaba ufana le satellite receiver. Siyazi satellite receiver. Ihlala kuphi satellite receiver? Phandle, right? I-satellite receiver inga receiver ama waves. Bese iletha ama waves ngaphi? Ku decoder. I-decoder ihlala ngaphi? Endlini. Ama waves esefike u decoder aya kuphi? Ku screen.
Yes.
Sesibukela zinews kumbe yini. Unfortunately today we find ama TV ephandle elinde signal. Idish isendlini. Ilinde ukubana what has been received by screen yasipasela ku decoder kuzovela ku dish. As fathers, the Lord has given us to serve as our satellite receivers in our homes, to gather our waves coming from the Almighty, pass it into the decoder. The decoder passes it onto the screen, and there is harmony in that connection. Unfortunately today, oh Baba, you are sleeping on duty. Abantwana, the screens are outside trying to gather the waves at telephagani. Our wives, the decoders, are outside trying to gather the waves. Where are you, fathers? There is nothing else abonakala ku screen. There is nothing else abonakala ku satellite receiver because that is not the order. Obekuyisifiso sami. Yibona bobaba uma siphuma namhlanje. We can be better fathers. We can be better husbands. We can be better potential husbands. Hayi imkhuba yabo baba. Antuki muntu because I'm also part of that. A story is told. But wayekhona Sifiso, right? Sihambe esikoleni. Ufike classini isikhathi sama exams. Is given a question paper. Anisenikeza ama question paper ne answer sheet kanjalo. Two questions are there in the what? Question paper. The first question says, write everything you know about Jesus. 50 marks. Question number 2 then says, write everything you know about the devil. 50 marks. The question paper is out of 100. Time allocation, 3 hours. Then invigilator announces now the time is 9 o'clock. You may start writing. Obviously, you will then know Tama questions if a 2. Is Katosnias where we 3 hours. How many hours per question? 1 hour 30 song.
Yes.
That's the logic. So you are then invigilator says now the time is 10 o'clock. 1 hour what? Gone. 2 hours left. Usifiso is still what? Writing. Question number 1. Writing about Jesus. Writing about Jesus. Writing about Jesus. Then he says, is Katimanje Mbani 10:30. How many minutes gone? 1 hour 30. Logic will then tell you, bana, so is cut, so bana, anjani.
Achieve.
I'll move it to
Second.
the next question. But Usfiso keeps on. First question. Then we try 11 o'clock. The time is 11 o'clock. How many hours gone?
2 hours.
2 hours. How many hours left? 1 hour. Usfiso is still on question? Question number 1. The time is 11:30. How many minutes gone? 2 hours, 30 minutes. How many minutes left? 30 minutes. Sfiso is still on question number? Siyazubona uma sokukulast lap leyana ama-invigilator will come maybe after 15 minutes. 15 minutes left, 10 minutes left, 5 minutes left, 2 minutes left. Then esethi 1 minute left, 1 minute lena besethi arrangeana amaphepha and so that if there is need for a stapler or intambo mwanjani mwafase together. Are we together?
Yes.
Then Usfiso turns the page and goes to number 2. Near 1 minute. So he goes to question number
2.
Then what does he write? He writes question number 2. We answer ifakayo. No time for the devil. Phela kanjani. Many a times uma sibhekane nenkinga esikolweni, we lose focus of the greatness of our God and focus on the devil. Simbabaze usathane uthi omunye umuntu size sikhulume lamandla usathane ngenawo. Siyolebhala iBhayibheli ngosathane wethu esizidalele yena. Uthi yena usathane siyazi ukuthi uNkulunkulu is omnipresent, omniscient and omnipotent. Then we make the devil omnipotent. Ubana he knows usathane. When what he is doing, actually, he is relying upon, okay, ngafaka le bait, amdlankomo ngani, asoyaki. Let me do this. Asebenzele amagama owakhipha. Then you go around and say, usathane bayithi move. Awunaka lo into bezingihambela kahle usathane. Awusathane bazalwane, awusathane. We give the devil more glory that he doesn't deserve. And we forget to talk about uNkulunkulu omkhulu. We were met with the COVID-19. A lot of things happened. Tina SLS Laoma testimony is how bad the devil was. But we fail to talk about uNkulunkulu's processile COVID-19. Here we are. Usibonisile uNkulunkulu kubana your sustenance, your survival is not dependent on umlungu, but is dependent kuye. But today we have this, usathane nomsebenzi wamphelela COVID. Mina usathane we magnify the devil. What I want us this morning to have, Maspumala, we do not have time for the devil. We have all the time for our Savior. We are talking about the Savior. Yes, siyakulela, but we cannot focus on the devil. We focus on uNkulunkulu who is still sustaining us. The fact that you are here today, seated as you are, uNkulunkulu izifiso zethu kazidalanga zaba transparent. Ngabe kunzima, but still in that we cannot magnify the devil. We cannot magnify the devil. We need to magnify the Lord as he is, how great he is. So what I want us to take as we are getting into a new week, whatever we are facing, we have a God who is greater than the challenges we face at school. We have a God who is greater than immense. There is a God who is greater than life science. There is a God who is greater than anything and everything that you can face.
Amen.
We are reading from the book of 2 Samuel, chapter 23, verse 11. 2 Samuel chapter 23, verse 11. See how verse 12. And after him was Shammah, the son of Agib the Hararite. The Philistines had gathered together into a troop when there was a piece of ground full of lentils. So the people fled from the Philistines, but he stationed himself in the middle of the field, defended it, and killed the Philistines. So the Lord brought about a great victory. Amakhanda agobiwe, siyathandaza. Babo ingcolo sekhaya ezulwini siyakubonga ekuseni. Sesifundile ezwini lakho esikucelayo sengathi singafunda okunye ngoJesu. Sikhulume okunye ngoJesu. Sizwisise ukubana what is our responsibilities bona lo mhlaba. Ke lo sikhulu yasithembele kuwe. Amen. Those who might like the title of the message says, in the middle of the field. In the middle of the field. You then discover the verses esiwafundileyo. Kule language about the field. Kule language about the defender. Kule language about a victory or a championship. Kulusuku lwe-amo ngiyazi ukubana la magama lezimpawu, there is something that it rings engqondweni zikaChooks as I can see. I know there is something eringayo engqondweni zabobaba. I was looking ngokubona nje ama-status abobaba, zabona omnye izolo bekafake kulamadoda amathathu without ama-t-shirts, then saying the three best the defenders of the world or something else. So it talks about, it brings a language here football choose. It brings the language of football. So we're going to touch a little bit. Lapeli khona. Kumbulu Jesu mawayechumayela. Wayebondokena abantu bala. Then you use what is abaphila phakathi kwabo, so that you understand the deep. Ngendlela efanayo la u-Amo ngifisa ukubana let's drive the nail khona phana abakhona, so that they will understand it deeper besuke lapha beba ngama-receivers ahlala endaweni zawo and receive the waves. So we are finding kukhulunywa ngamabutho kaDavid sonke bathandekayo. Kuyakhulunywa ngo-Eliyaza, kuyakhulunywa ngobani ubana omunye ngolunye usuku uyalwa kakhulu until isweat yakhe yazenjani yangena enyameni yakhe. If you read ama-verses up before, but now I want us to focus on uShama. uShama kuthiwa kuyinokwenzakala ngaye. Kuthiwa when the troop of the Philistines had encamped around them, then uShama, he went into the middle of the field, lentils. Then that's where he fought. Hence our title for the message says, in the middle of the field. Whatever the field of whatever the field of you are not just walking in the park, you are not taking a stroll, but you are there to contend, you are there to contest, you are there to fight, and you have to make a good fight. I have fought a good fight. I have completed the race, and now I am waiting for my crown. Hayi mina ngedwa kodwa nalabo who are going to partake kulo umjaho and achieve the results as they are intended to be achieved. So esikuthola ngondoda lo uShama kuthiwa uyananzelela kumbe uyazwisisa ukubana this is a field or this is a plot which belongs to abantwana bakaNkulunkulu. Therefore, I cannot allow someone who is a stranger to come and occupy or take by force this field. Then he chooses the place of fighter and says, I will stand in the middle of the field. Have you identified the spot where you're supposed to be fighting your battle? Number one, what is critical is for you to identify the spot where you are going to fight this battle. And when you are fighting it, you fight until completion. So ngama-Philistines ikubana bepointing ngesikhathi now the crops abantu abako-Israel asekavuthiwe, so kulesikhathi sokuthi banjani bavune. Then the Philistines will then come and fight the Israelites. When they were fighting the Israelites would what? Will run away. When the Israelites run away, what will happen? Philistines, then they remain with the open fields. Then they harvest. They have their food. So ushama uthi ngeke likubone lokho kuyinto. Yes, for a long time you have been used to this thing yobana uma so isikhathi se-harvest you come and drive us away, then you pick the harvest lihambe liyokudlala abantwana, but not this time. So in other words, into le yaqhubeka until a time when Shama took a stand and stood in the middle of the field. There are a lot of things that are happening ebandleni kaNkulunkulu. They are creeping in. Sikuvumele kunabe kube nempande sikubhekile kuphela. What we are waiting for ngoshama abazathi bona hitherto thou shalt not go. Ushama uyama abasethi uma selikujayele maFilistiya namhlanje ngeke likubona. Then someone will be asking ourselves, ubana a field of lentils, kambe kuyini a field of lentils nje? Into yokuthi songaze kubulawe abantu, umuntu sengaze riske impilo yakhe fighting in the field of lentils. He understood ubana that field was special, it was peculiar for the children of Israel. Ask yourself today, what field do you have that you have to protect? What field do you need to stand in front of or in the middle of? Abanye bethu bobaba namhlanje emthandazo, as I was saying earlier on, ubana ama-receivers aphakathi endlini, omama yibo abasemthandazweni. If umama engathi mbani namhlanje sakhuleka ngo-3 wakhona uyabethe ingubo, uma eqeda nje umthandazo uyadayiva engena engubeni because the receiver isilahleke indawo yawo. Instead of him being the leader to say bathandekayo, sokuyisikhathi somthandazo kumele anyikinye avuke nzima khonona engafuni ukuvuka umthandazo wankhona yawugcinyeziwe wesungathi kube nguyothandazayo 2 seconds esibuyele engubeni umuntu gone. West these days kuyabantu because the fathers have left their places. No wonder why today we have a lot of but in our breakfast prayer meetings for ladies and nothing for why? Because our receivers have moved. If today konala singathi bathandekayo, the condition of us leaving this place, yubona umuntu lo muntu asinikeza ama memory verse I5 on this condition, excluding uSams, excluding uJohn, excluding uGenesis as Khali. Iyabuyisa bathela ndila lokho esilapha. Why? Because we have moved from abantu abaziyothiwa the people of the book, amasabatha zonke abantu bani bokufunda. But today uTomle umchumayele, he went to this other long back, he went to this other suburb lokuphethe ama youth. He's coming from the village, he's coming ingapi a town. Mawufika phela town uyabona nje dress code yabo ubone le yakho. There's a big difference. Uthi yena wesekusenziwa youth iphethe supper school whatever. Then wasofika isikhathi wathiwa manje so isikhathi sama memory verses. So bayasuka le asuke memory verse yakhe alandela uthi bese ngibona uma kufika ku number 4. Number 4 uyathula agudle lo society. Then number 5 ayenza iverse. Meaning to say number 4 weqiwe kayenzanga iverse. Then he says out of interest after a service ngiyamlanda number 4 dana laphana ngisuke ngabona wena usugweda lo muntu weqa uthi bese thethe iverse yakhe. Genesis to Revelation, iverse umzalwane I say, as I am saying today, sikhiphe uSam, because he has Psalm 23 verse 1, kulo Psalm bani simkhiphe uSam. Then kulo John 3 verse 16, kulo John 11 verse 10 simkhiphe. Then bese sikhipha nobani no Genesis 1 verse simkhiphe. Yenza ama verse iamo ubaba uthi alright, we give you the privilege awuzosenzela uJohn 3 verse 16 akamqedi ngoba uNkulunkulu wathanda asiyayazi bazalwane iverse yana iverse ejayelekileyo because senjani stuck abesethi yena uPaul mayikhuluma amaHebrews by now bese sifisa ubana ngathi you are now teachers but lisafuna sibuyele back ekufundiseni amo yisikhathi sokubana we need to grow. Ungazosihlupha eChurch amo 20 years into the church, but still mina bathandekayo indaba yezethu nomnikelo ngani ayitholi kahle. Ufuna uyitholelwa ngani? Uma wena ungayitholi kahle uthi uthi umama endlini kayitholi kahle, abantwana abayitholi kahle, abazulu abasoye beyithole kahle. So we're raising a disastrous church. A big man like you, mina indaba yomuntu uthi nxa efile ngana ngizwisisi kahle. La manje unewa many years hayi mina church ngibonani ngizelwe embhabhathiswe ngalwana umnyaka, but you are still there. It's high time as Amo we need to take a stand, defend the field and be there to say bathandekayo uma zokhuluma la sizofunda. No wonder why ama teachers eSabha school asemini they always struggle ngoba abe Amo abangafundiyo lesifundo abuya lenkani kuphela church. Hayi bazalwane mina ngifuna hayi umlobi uthi sihamba la nazi into athe ufuna sizwisise. Hayi mina bathandekayo lapha. It's right time Amo asivutheni kukhanya ukuthi sivuta siyaphi. Njalo ukuvutheni kwethu sivuta siyini? Ngabe silesikhathi kukulevthast ukubana abanye abantu bavutha bengamakhandlela. Abanye abantu bavutha uyabona ilambi lela le paraffin elikhitsha so lentuthu. Abanye bakhona bazama ukubana bavuthe but at the same time they give more smoke than light. Abesethomnye umkhulu indlela ophila ngayo is so loud that I cannot hear what you are saying. Because yebo kambe ngiyakuthi uzama ukukhuluma ngoNkulunkulu lo luthando, but izenzo zakho hayi kuna uNkulunkulu lo thando ongenza so. Akula muntu omaziyo uNkulunkulu lo thando ongenza kanje. Then we have Amo. I Amo. Then you ask yourself ukuthi kanti Amo lingaphi? Babize kuma bride. Babize ku bride abantu bagcwala njani? I can believe again ubana for this day who's the organizer, it was a struggle to lead our arm. Kodwa ngoba baba leader amakhaya wabo. So if they are coming together and failing to be of one accord, meaning to say ezindlini zabo they are pulling a wagon of rebellious people who then come into the church instead of uthena namhlanje sikhuluma ngokubuyisana. And it is our duty as husbands, it is our duty as fathers, it is our duty as Amo to span the gap so that kube khona ukubuyisana. But namhlanje obaba labo sebekhona emakuweni futhi. Sengabuza indaba khona lapha ayisoke uzeza ukuthoba lo baba ubandlo baba ungena njani endabeni zabo mama wethu. When the receiver is now inside, there is no signal that is coming. Remember, we are the priests of our homes. As I mentioned earlier on again, the verse also highlights issues in language, language elizwisisayo bobaba football. Bengicele umphathi wami lapha ubana angifunele i-t-shirt ye-soccer. Unfortunately, there was challenges, we couldn't find it. So I wanted us to then understand, to see this and gather the lessons from this. But before we get there, I want us to then know when players go into the field, are we together? Yeah. When players go into the field, they are going to play for 90 minutes. And that 90 minutes will determine who gets the cup. So knowing that in 90 minutes in Ghana, every second, every minute in football, it counts. Yeah. No wonder why when abantu first half was a 2. But we say first half they were 2-0. But the team I say they were beaten. Why? Because we found some people says we need already we have declared victory before the end of the game. besitsho manje kulesson le kade sikhuluma ngathi there are some of us who have declared victory while we are still in this journey. Yikho kunzima ubana siyafinyelela abanye phandle because we have already labeled them labana abaphandle they are lost. Thina we are saved. Before the master comes. Remember uthi yena uNkulunkulu uJesu ngiyebheka ngiyesa ukunika umuntu ngani ngokwemsebenzi yakhe. But we already have only Jesus. We have already given people their crowns and said, thina vele singabezulwini labana they are lost. So they do understand ukubana every minute, every second counts. Ungeke unjela ukuthi wena ibhora ulithanda kangaka ukubana i-team yakho ingadliwa uze ulale ungadlanga, yet you do not understand ukubana empilweni yakho you have to ensure that every minute, every second it counts. Another thing we learn again in football ukubana kunama players ayi-11 ku-team A, kunama players ayi-11 ku-team B, but each and every time usually ibhola lisemuntwini omnjani oyi-1, meaning to say many a times or the greater part of the match people are playing off the ball, not on the ball. So what happens ukubana when you are off the ball, how you position yourself ukubana lwana on the ball akwazi ukuphasela, how you position to assist someone to pass and score the goal. Esikhathini eziningi we find people ukubana mangakhethelwanga i-department ye-armor, I become the pain, the thorn in the flesh ka-armor leader. If I'm not chosen ukubana ngimu-treasurer, kumele abantu benjani bebe bezopha but uthi kanti laphana belisenza belibhenka kuphi bekusenzakala njani njalo ifoni yakho yahlala i-off singakutholi. So mase besenza ama-appointment uzobuza awuthola abazalwane sebethwele kanzima. Why? Because we are finding some people who are behaving in a way that they're not supposed to be behaving. So again another time uzananzelela ukubana those people when they are playing nangiyani unebhora laphiyana lo la uyaposition uyabona ukuthi okay opponent yami ngizodlala kanje, once enganikeza ibhola how do I maneuver my way out into so that ibhola lenjani lefike, because for them the issue is about scoring a what? A goal. No wonder why you also find some teams they are good in defense but they are not scoring anything. So very good in defense but they're not scoring anything. So many a times again, what we understand about football, it is a game whereby people are coordinating. There is coordination, there is coordination of goalkeeper, coordination of defenders, midfielders, and strikers. So once that coordination is broken down, there is no football in that. The team is vulnerable to the attacks of the enemy. How many times as a church do we then fight together in unity and in harmony? Kumbe usibayilokhu anti hayi wena ngwakule, wena ngwale, wena ngwale, so mina ngihlelani la. But uNkulunkulu is calling us into unity. Do they understand ukuthi umsebenzi lo asinikeze wona ungumsebenzi okumele sonke siyowina? Remember again, at the end of the match or at the end of the season, the one who is crowned to say, okay, the winner of this tournament, akubi nguChuks the winner of the tournament, but kuba i-team edlalwa nguChuks. Many times, most of us, sifuna ubana kube yimi engisuka le bhola ene-team as a goalkeeper, ngireshe la u-defense, ngireshe u-midfield, ngihambe ngale ku-right wing, ngiye ku-left wing, ngize ngiyescora ibhola. It doesn't happen like that. Omnye unumber 7, omnye unumber 11, omnye unumber 5, omnye unumber 1. It is for a reason and for a purpose, so that we can coordinate the efforts. Another thing we learn again from Isoka, after the first 45 minutes, half time is for us to then say, this was the format 4-4-3, whatever they call it. I'm not a soccer fan, but when I was doing this, I was trying to follow these things. I was about to know 4-4-3, it didn't give any results. So let us alter that format so that we can garner goals. So in other words, half time, it is a time of introspection. Where did we go wrong? Why didn't we get any goal? Why is it sihlohliwe? What was wrong? Kunesingawenza. Then we make decisions that will impact us in the second half. Some of us, impilo zethu nje ziyahamba. It's the autopilot. We do not have time to, hey, last month, inyanga isaphelanga imali liya. Ngeze ngisiyakoloda ngangena kumashonisi. La this month uthi umuntu abheke uthi okundlela imali laphana kwini. Uyangena kanjani? Azibonise kumashonisa futhi angene kanje. Uyahamba, uyathubela umuntu empilweni. Even now Christian life, we just go like that. Uthi sihlale phansi and say, okay, from ikota edluleyo kuzofika manje, what has changed empilweni yami? Kuyini okumele ngikutshintshe empilweni yami? But thina siyazihambela nje auto. So impilo comes with half time again. Some of the half times which come to our lives, half times of imkhuhlane, ukugulelwa, into ezinjalo, they come zisondeze eduze lo nkulunkulu, so that let us then refocus, rechannel our energies to where the energies are supposed to be channeled. Mase siyavala bathandikayo, ngithanda ukubana sondele closer and focus on i-t-shirt yesoka. Seke sobona ama-t-shirt ebhola. Siyayazi lo gogo naye Nthembu uyayazi kakhulu, right? Uthi uyazi kakhulu. So uma ugogo uyazi kakhulu, then I'm fine. Number one esikutholayo nge-kit, mind you, I'll be mentioning mainly i-jersey. I-jersey, i-t-shirt, akusi i-jersey yewuli, i-t-shirt bomama. I think it was 2 weeks back, that there is this lady owabotshwayo. I can't recall igama lekhanti, but wabotshwa. Ubotshwa kamama lo ubotshele ubana he was disturbing his husband while he was watching soccer. So she ended up being a nonsense ngama-calls one. Go and Google that below on the internet. Right? So the first thing enfuna ubana sizwisise, yubana the material which is used to design, highly sensitive strategy, but as soccer players, professional soccer players, they are made of polyester, which is a material engagcini umjuluko. When they are running in the field, their t-shirt idalelwe ukubana it doesn't soak or it doesn't absorb as a sponge, thereby adding more weight to the player or disturbing or irritating him. So ngezindlela bathandeka, there are things empilweni zethu esizigagadleleyo ezenza ukubana indlela yethu kumbe this field, in this battlefield, we fail to achieve the necessary results because sigqoke into ezisindayo for that match. Bagqoka bathi amaqoks, amaqwayiqwayi usedlala isoka. And you want ukuthi ubusuhamba uza umuntu wakho, hey mina angazi ukuthi uvela ngithakathayo mbani, mina bayanithakatha abantu. But it is you harboring and treasuring those things. Asesithena Apostle Paul ku Hebrews chapter 12 verse 1 going down, asethena skipeleni intandila leyi which is easily entangling us and ensuring that we do not achieve the goal that has been intended for us. What is that material ola enhlizweni yakho? Abanye bethu ama-materials ethu ayenza ukubana in this field we fail, we still have harbor grudges. Thena namhlanje lesson yokubuyisana bathandekayo. Uyazi lesson liyana, I think umlobi one thing asincitsha yona ukubana after that lesson bekumele ube le-call. Say bathandekayo, it is high time for us ukubana sibuyisane. Let us set our differences aside and focus on this battlefield that we have. Another thing that we learn from each jersey, they are of different colors. When I was doing my research, I then discovered that team 3 kids. Is that so true? 3 kids, right? But the kid number one, which is their home kid. So, meaning to say, if it teaming here say Pumlong, when they are playing in Pumlong Stadium, they put on kid number 1 or home kid here. When they need to travel then to Cosmo, they are away from home. So they put on a kid here away. Yes. Then there is the third kit, which is an extra kit. Should anything happen in between, then they can change into that kit. So what is it that we are learning? One, kitting a kit, it is there to distinguish team A from team B. Yikho ngeke wabona abantu begqoke bonke okufananayo. Uzama ngathi thina iPirates siyazivele shayo black and white throughout. But namhlanje this kit kwenzakalani? Why? It is because the purpose of that jersey is to then distinguish. Sazi ukubana oPirates now, oKaizer Chiefs now. There is no ungabi lo muntu over the confusion. Uthi mina ngicela sengibhasela oPirates nangoChiefs because ngibona ikit efanayo. They have to be distinguished like that. Same thing as Christians, we need to be distinguished from the world. We cannot be confused. We cannot be confused. Abantu bangaconfuseki. Because along ngumsabatha, masiya uyelwana asipombe ukufika nje. Kulendlela sile approach. Because usesikhosini. Usays pride yourself ngokuthi thina singabesikhosini. Phela uma usiyabona uRamaphosa awuvela uqhamuka sengikhona bengizodinga uRamaphosa. Akwenziwa njalo esikhosini. Ungakwenza lokhu kombuzi. Anytime uyafika. But uma usiyesikhosini uyatshela nama manners akho. I was told even when people were going uyabona with the late Queen Elizabeth benikezwa bathi etiquette. Uthi uma ufika laphiyana you awuqali wena lezisando and uQueen uma esidla ekuinvite uthi let's eat. uQueen engavele ethi seqedile wena usalokho uyaqedisa etiquette. So in the same way that is Advent asibene etiquette kwaziyo ukuthi le quotation ngembovane iquotation yembovane ihamba so kusetshenzwa ayimbovane nangu lo ngafana lokhana kuhamba kumele ube difference kanti uyabona ipaving le imbovane an Adventist company. Hayi lapho bayila khona lawa fala abana afika bemixe bese bonke asokunzima wadle phansi lawa embovane bayila khona no you have to be peculiar uyiamo man uyiamo walk with pride your armor. Another thing we then learn from iTshirt yana soccer ikubana unfortunately angisazaye ngakwazi ukuyithola, so you then need to ukucabanga into lokhu from engqondweni bengifisa ukuthi athi siyakubona physical ungabheka iuniform ijezi. What do you see phambili la? Logo yazi the crest of the team which the player is playing for. Yes, okwesibili
Sponsor.
igama lesponsor ngamagama anganjani aqhamile. What else? Ibrand enze le t-shirt Adidas, Puma, ngubani ikhona laphana. What else do we find? Stars. Ama stars lana achona izindondo ubana sesiwine ama league amangaki sesinama trophy amangaki. No wonder why abangcwele uma sebesindisile there will be crowns. In their crowns there will be stars because they would have conquered. So my Emile laphana player. Do you know why unegama lenzobona kuthiwa Samsung, Team Viewer, Fly Emirates? Yes, I'll just sense Fly Emirates. Bese ngilibele ngani. Uyazi why kwenzakala kanjalo? Fly Emirates asiyodlala ibhola. But Fly Emirates uqhamile laphana. Mayivela nje ku screen sawo TV Fly Emirates. Umjeti yasithi yazi ngifuna ukuflya. Let me go and try Emirates. Why? Because the sponsor is strategy to campaign to the audience of football to say I have this product. Have you heard of Fly Emirates? Why not try Fly Emirates? Then you find people flocking. The abanye Batman Carlsberg. Yes, Carlsberg. Which one are the so people then say in Carlsberg. Which one? Let me try it. Then they increase their market. So when they are playing, okubalulekileyo kuJesu lo muntu odlalayo is not them but the team they are playing for and the sponsor. Ngezinye indlela abathandekayo, whatever you are doing, you are the leader. We are not concerned about you, but sifuna uNkulunkulu the sponsor of the tournament. When we are looking at you, try arm yasephumlong, we are not looking at our individuals. No, we want to see God. Yes, the name of the sponsor and the club ibhalwe phambili. Then if you turn the other way around, you then find, what do you find, Emo? Inamba. Ibhalwe ngamabala njani? Amakhulu. Then phezu kwenamba unani? Kunegama. Ibhalwe ngamagama njani? Amancane. This is the message for us I want us to remain with. What is of importance ngama-soccer players is the team they are playing for and the sponsor who is sponsoring the club. Ngezindlela abathandekayo esilendaba lakho ngawe ugqoke uniform ye-Mastercard is not you Mbuzi and your PLA and whatever, but we want to see God. Ubana uMbuzi umfana obesitshaya insango. Here is God at work. What we want to see empilweni is also my testimony. Abazalwana abathandekayo, mina you know what in life whatever. Uthi testimony yakho liqandiyele yele. Uthi kahle umuntu lo akula testimony uzositshela ama achievements wakhe. What we want to hear, what we want to see God. When you are nothing, awulazulo zasisakile. Abasesiye na uJesu, if I am lifted up, I will draw all men to me. So ours is to lift Christ up. Then everything will fall. Abasesiye na uJesu, imisebenzi yakho ayikhanye abantu bebone uNkulunkulu. uNkulunkulu kadonseli abantu kuwe, kodwa wanidonsela abantu uNkulunkulu. Then emuva bese kuba iposition yomuntu adlala kuyona. So meaning to say my flatel again, what is of importance awusigama lakho lokubana nguChooks, but the important thing is the number or the position you are playing in the field.
Yes.
No wonder why uma usewugijime waba wedwa ngale uno goalkeeper li2 it declare uthi offside. Hayi ngoba uzonda uChooks lo bhalwe la. Kodwa iposition yakho ayitsho ubana kwesemanethi. Abanye bathu namfu uyabona ngale o treasury wenziwayo. Phuma lapho is not your position. Imali ziyadliwe church, ziyadliwe. Abazidle. Umvuzo wabo bazawuthola uNkulunkulu hayi kuwe.
Sure.
So we find people running into the fields and the positions ongahambelanga babe khona. Ungabamba ibhola, number 7, iyaflekwa. Uthi handsball beka ibhola phansi likhatsho. But ungayibamba ibhola goalkeeper enethini. There is no signal, there is no whatever that will be signaled. Why? Because you are in the right position.
Yes.
Khulumela umama. You have been put in your designated areas and positions in life. Do not envy position engaso yakho. Fully discharge your actions and your energy in the duty that you are in. So obekuyindaba ye between Father's Day. Also, happy Father's Day. Tino Baba Mom. You're not a father. You're confusing your children. You are a super mother. We need to celebrate you as a super mother, not as a super father. You're not a father. People now envy for our positions. We are going to flag. Izulia flag. It no. Ichayo ureva no. La ibora dlalanga kahle. Phansi ibora. Ngoba umuntu ubambile ibora ephakathi. You are a super mother. Celebrate that. No mungubaba, also mom, mungubaba. Celebrate that. You are a super father. Celebrate it in the lane that you have been designated to play in. Then we find igama. Lilingane igama lakho. Yes, you are playing for us. You are promoting this. But igama lakho, yes, likhona, but it's not of any significance. But unfortunately, sithola abantu abaningi bagqoke ama-t-shirt ebhola bawahlanekela. Angazi kubeka lithini ngesizulu. Ukuyiphenduleni. Into bekumele zibe phambili zisemuva, yade kumele zibe semuva siphambili. When we are seeing you play in the field, dribbling and doing what? What we are seeing, instead of us seeing the sponsor to this club and seeing the club name, we are seeing your name in the position. No wonder why namhlanje sihamba sithuka phandle uthi amadoda esabatheni aziphethe kanje, hayi ngoba yithi sonke kodwa ngenxa yomsabatho oyi-1 oziphethe budlapha. Abafana besabatheni kwesabaculayo wesingambona ecula kakhulu because of that one person ohambe wangcolisa igama lethu. Yes, so uphakanyisi uma kumoshakala ngeke zotha kumoshakale ilokuzela ibandla so bandla namhlanje uthiwa ibandla lesabatha linje akusinjalo nxakana Alec misrepresented the church at school then abantu othiwa vele isabatha ngeke ngaya because ama-teachers awahlanekela. But if we come to our positions, understand how that t-shirt is worn. God first, he is the significant person and me last. In large tournaments, especially Mark figure the last one. Again, any interesting tournament. When countries go for a World Cup, we are not worried with Paraguay, Uruguay, Zimbabwe, South Africa, Malawi. People are only concerned about the last two.
Yes.
As they are fighter for the title. Laba abanye lalikhona nje you are there. Uthi ingaveli be one day idlala ama weeks lawa yabo etc. Then finally we see when the team has won, it is not one person. Ungabe uskore bathi uthiwa i-hat trick. Hey, uyabona bemfunda bathandekayo. I was learning uthiwa i-hat trick when someone scores 3 goals in one match. Yes, uthiwa engascora 3 goals in one match. So abe celebrate, then you find someone a keep your t-shirt yakhe maybe fan or they aswap the opponent yakhe so that ayigcina opponent uthi uyazi on this year sadlala igame nale team. So it is treasured in their archives on this day. Again, you find on those big tournaments, again, some teams or clubs will then have the igama what do you call this? Igule Kamale tournament, and then there's igama lama opponents. Which if it was Brazil yadlala le France. So they will also treasure that. Yabona bengisadlalela iFrance laphana sidlala nani neBrazil. They do treasure that. But before I sit down, bathandekani, what I wanted us to drive home, ikakhulu kitobaba, which is also applicable to everyone in this church. You wanna uNkulunkulu has set us and said defend this field. You are here to defend the field. Ours is to rely on him. Njengo Shama, when he had defended the field, iBhayibheli alisho ubana Shama then won. But the Bible says then God granted victory. Abanye bethu njengabazali, we have been put on those tight lanes ukubana sigide ingane zethu. Ezinye zethu namhlanje they are rebelling against us. But uNkulunkulu has stationed us there. Ours, you want to let us stand on the promises of God and fulfill what the Lord has fulfilled again. Abanye namhlanje as youth again, you are faced with a lot of challenges. You are saying this in the morning, as young people, we are faced with a lot of challenges where we then need to compromise, where we then need to do that. Unkulunkulu is saying, stand on the promises of God. Deliver what you are supposed to deliver. Be in the position where you have been. Maybe before I sit down, there's someone who ogqokile t-shirt yakhe wayihlanekela. Whatever he's doing, it's all about him. It's all about him. So soccer players, they also understand when they go into the field, bayazi the risk associated with trampling the name of the sponsor in the mud. They understand billions which have been invested by the sponsor, and they have to please the sponsor. They have to please the owner or the owners of the team or the club they are playing for. But today nje sikuphatha nje kube kudedengu. Sizidlalele umathanda. Let us understand ubana as we are playing, we are here. God's character is at risk. God's character is at stake, not your character. It's not about your character. You're not here to come and prove. You are not here to come and prove, but you are here to come and prove God is a God of justice and a God of mercy. Maybe there's someone in our meeting. So I know. It was all about me, nothing about God. Me, myself and I, me, my family, me, this, me, that. Even to an extent of even my feel which imagine man thing. Abanye vele wathi ibudget yami tight, ngilengane to take care of, le rent to take care of, uNkulunkulu last. But we are saying today we want to come back and say God first, mina ugcineni. If you are there, why not stand as we have a special prayer? Why not stand as we have a special prayer? We are praying. Baba sithandayo sekhaya sibini sithanda ukubonga ekuseni. Sibonga uNkulunkulu lomusa uNkulunkulu lothando. Dalwami usukhulumile phakathi kwethu. Many a times we find ourselves senza uphambele intando yakho. In the little things omele ubana sime khona uNkulunkulu and present your character and vindicate it. We find ourselves vindicating our own characters. Sicelayo ngamandla aphindiweyo avela ezulwini. Ubana the challenges we are faced with, amanye uNkulunkulu ubukeka sengathi amandla sina. But we come to claim the power from above. Bana uNkulunkulu lead us. May your name be glorified. Uphakanyiswe uJesu bese udonsela abantu ngakuwe. Bonke into sikulaste megama ehlala manje. Sona phathe siyathandaza.